Hey folks, Mr. Justin here with Secret Weapon Miniatures and another Workbench Wednesday. First, I want to thank you for joining me again. It's always a pleasure to know that I can get up on Wednesday and have something creative to do and know that folks are going to be out there looking forward to it with me. It's really nice to have you here again. Of course, if it is your first time joining me, please make sure that you like, subscribe, the bells, the whistles, all the things you're supposed to do here on YouTube to make sure you actually see the things that get posted. And of course, join us on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere else that you're looking for content. Hey, we've got something there for you. And yeah, welcome. So this is Workbench Wednesday, and this week I know I've been working on the Stampa pretty much non-stop, but an opportunity came up that I had to jump at. So it actually turns out that large builds like this, I actually don't enjoy the basic gluing. I like the detailing and the sub-assemblies and all of that. And it's the same thing like with infantry armies, like my 40K army. I will trade paint for gluing. And in this case, the gluing is fantastic with, thanks to Marcus and Fletcher. We got the body assemblies done, the feet are separate. They did a great job breaking out the sub-assemblies for me. Everything's ready now for me to get that new belly plate in here instead of the one it comes with. So this one, no you. So yeah, it's great. This will be ready to go, and I got that back, but now I need to prepare it some more before it's ready to get painted again. And then the thing that came up for me to paint is a model that I am absolutely in love with, and let's just say hi. Ah! All right. So, Fletcher at some point told me what this is actually supposed to be. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the awesome new Dwarven pizza oven from Games Workshop. And so we're going to get it painted, and then at the end of that, I'm going to detail it to be a pizza oven. So we're actually going to put a rack in here, a stone on top of that, and back here I will put, leaning against the back so that it's still subtle, the actual slide. Yeah, but I am absolutely enamored with this thing. It gives me a great chance to play with metallics. It gives me a great chance to play with heat, weathering on the brick, and nothing overboard on this. I mean, this is something that he wants to look nice when it's done. Not super weathered. Yeah, but of course I know that tradition says that I need to show you guys some previews, so I'm going to do that. The new 90 by 150s. So trench works in progress, and obviously wind up cutting the sandbag off and puttying it. But yeah, all the sandbags, of course, like we use the Juwela sandbags for all of this work because they don't look like putty. This is the 130 millimeter scrapyard, nearly finished. Working out spots where I might need to do a little extra work to keep it level. I do have a raised area here between these two pieces, but the rest of it is pretty darn good. Of course, it does me no good to make a base that you can't stick a model on, so I do my best to be careful about that. Here is the 100 millimeter iron deck in progress. Let's get some light off of this so you can see all the fun stuff. Oh, look at that. All right. There we go. Now you can see. So yeah, all my little rivets. Rivet, 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 rivet. And so many cables. Shout out to Jeff Wilhelm at Dragon Forge, who makes these incredible cables. So if you're looking for pewter cables, he's got a whole bunch of sizes. I love them. Great work. And this is the 90 by 150 in progress for the other iron deck. So we got rivet, 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 rivets, 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 metal, 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 rivets, rivets, rivets. Let's see. Do I have another preview sitting for you over here, over here, over here? I've started on the 90 by 150 for Silent Halls. And I'm experimenting with a new texture. Here are my tatami mats again. So this would be the interior set. So I've got a whole bunch of different tatami mats. And these are true to the modern Tokyo style in 1/48. There we are. See that fine texture in there. Let's see if some light helps. Nope. There you go. And then the stitching. Yeah, these are fun. So I'll be working on those. I've got desert sands up here behind me. Oh my goodness, I've been knocking out the bases. And of course, right, the start of the 2 new bone fields. So here's the start of the new 100mm bone fields. Bring this guy back over here, make sure it's going to be properly in focus. Focus! So the start of the 100mm bone fields, which is going to take forever, and the 90 by 150 bone fields, which is also going to take forever. But I only have to get it done once. I hope. All right. So, let's see. Back to this fine fellow right here. And that does pop back. All right. Even if the model doesn't, I do, because I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Work in progress out of the way. Not that a little paint from an airbrush is going to hurt it. And grab a couple paper towels. And, yeah, get started. All right. A little caffeine. That is even more special. Ooh, after you brush your teeth. All right. Well, today I've cleaned the airbrushes. I have tested the airbrushes. I'm not going to get grumpy at the airbrushes because they're going to work. All right. I'm going to start, no surprise, with the dark iron. And because I've done a pre-shade on this with the black and white, I'm going to thin my paints pretty heavily. Of course, because the black and white simply desaturates the color, I'm also going to come back later and glaze in some proper shadow, some interest. But this is otherwise something I use for gauging light more than a finished. It's a step, not a means of its own for highlighting and shading a model. My water cup, which might make the camera take a ride. All right. See, nice and thin. Let's see if I've overdone it. Well, that one does not want to play nice still, even though it was earlier. Of course, it's always something. Bring that out. And just switch brushes. That's easy. Pew pew. Gonna need my paint though. All right. There we go. Turn up the pressure a bit. That should do it. Perfect. All right. Too heavy right there because of how thin this is. Oh, that's because it's empty. I'm like, why isn't it working now? All right. Nozzle is too small. I'm going to get the other one working. Because I was bringing this out for detailing later. But I don't want to be working with a Aught 2 on the whole thing. I think that's the problem with that one. So where is the other one? Here's the other one. You're the larger one. All right. Let's get a needle into that. Spray some water through it. Make sure all systems are go. Oh, airbrushes. There we go. Ooh. Trying to make up for time here, and I'm overspraying. Take my time, take my time. Not all the time in the world. But not all the paint in my brush. Now, I still prefer working without a hopper on my brush. And hey, Matthew, thank you very much. Yeah, I love this piece of terrain. I understand it actually does have an effect in-game as well. But yeah, Fletcher brought it over. He'd been building it at Games Workshop, Lake Crest Village here in Sacramento. Always a shout out to my local shop. And yeah, the moment it came in the house, I'm like, I want to paint that. You must let me paint that. I keep saying I'm finally going to take the time to do proper maintenance on my airbrushes, and I still keep not doing it. Silly me. All right. That's the dark iron coat on there. This towel out of the way. Get some ISO on it to clean the brush. Make sure it's going to keep working for me. What I need to find actually is my airbrush lubricant. All of my brushes are actually dry, and it's one of the things I have not found since we got the studio pretty much put together. It has been great. The last few projects, especially the basing that I've been doing for the next wave of releases, I've known exactly where things would be. I'm like, oh, right, that's not here. I put it where it belongs. Why, I even put things back where they belonged when I was finished. Not at the moment. At the moment, I'm surrounded by all my basing stuff, because when I'm finished with this, I need to get to that. All right. Yeah, the brush needs to be properly cleaned. But for now, that'll do us. All right. Get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. Get that out of the way. Get this out of the way. And let's start in on the next color, which of course is going to be engine metal. Our nice silver. Let's see if it's just the bead. It's just the bead. Get out of there, bead. Fine. Oh yeah, take that. So I'm just going to thin it with water, of course. This is just my Sacramento tap water. Hey, Jess. Thank you for joining us again this week. Always nice to see you here. All right. Ah, beautiful. Working beautifully. Yeah, I say that and something stops. All right, so we're starting to get that shine in here. Ah! And I'm going to bring that down, straight down the side here. From, oh, you know what I'm going to do? It's time for quick masking. I'm actually going to use, hide the numbers here, the card from Every Little War. Awesome stuff, but also a great card for what I need to do right now. Because it's a stiff card. Ooh, alright, so I'm going to do that. Because I actually don't want it on that bottom plate down there. And I could tape this, but a little contortion is going to make this a little faster than taping would be. Alright. And that's going to give me the strong shadow on the side there. But here on the front, you can see how it starts to pull the eye up this way. Light, dark. That's obviously going to be a light source. So I'm going to start moving it up this way by hitting it on the lower portion here of his little helmety thing. And then swoop it up this way on the stanchions here. Oh, out of paint. Swoop, swoop. Here we go. We're swooping. Where's my spot? Go. Swoop, swoop. All right, so start to see how our swoopies are coming together, right? Right? Of course, right. I do need a little bit of light on these, so I'm going to do it from the angle though. Come on. Just a little bit. Come on. There we go. Aha! See? Yeah, look at that. Light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Oh, it's so great. All right, now in the back, what about these thingamajigers? Make that a little more realistically, I suppose. In terms of the light values. And over there. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew. And you. Pew, 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 pew. Pew. Uh-huh, uh-huh. That's the way I like it. Needle out, needle clean. ISO through. Water through. Keep my brushes working today. All right. Ka-chow. All right. All right. All right. Let's see. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Is it more of the metally stuff? It's going to be more of the metally stuff. So let's do some metally stuff. All right. So we're going to look at airbrushing more metals. We have many metals. We shall dry brush them all. Appropriately, copper fixtures. Plenty. All right, now in this case, I'm going to want a mask because it is fully assembled, and I'm going to want this to be copper, this unit here. And the rest will be pipes and such. I don't think that'll be the only copper piece. I'd like to do one. Well, I'm going to use the brass elsewhere, so maybe both of these are copper. Give us some visual interest in the back here. My compressor is possessed. I'm just going to leave that off. All right. Yeah, I'm going to make both of these pieces copper. And that means I need to go to the drawer that says tape and putty. Pull out some low-tack tape. Start taping it up. I'm going to tape it. All right, let's see. Oh, good. There's all sorts of things in the way. I am a tool using monkey. Can't stop me from using my tools. Okay, I don't have a tail, so technically I'm a tool using ape. I don't want to be pedantic about it, but you know that's fine. That'll do. All right. That off. See what I can do over here. I'll make this easier. Putting on my proper glasses. That'll have to become part of my routine at the top of the show. Like Mr. Rogers and his cardigans, you know. All right. this one's going to be a little bit trickier because I'm going to want to, well, actually, I don't care so much about the brick because the brick is all going to be hand painted later. So that's not a big deal. I'm really protecting the metal. Right. It's nice to remind myself of these things. All right, so hopefully our last bit of tape here, let's see. I can protect the metal and make it a little easier for me on the brick later. Maybe at the same time, but not with that piece of tape. Put it to me a tape maybe. Nice flexibility. Stuff's a bit stiffer. All right, and then I need to tape up that big post. All the way down in there, and all the way up to here. Should do that. Burnish, burnish, burnish. All right. Have tape, will travel. A little bit of water for my brush. Thinner than that. Skadoot. Boop, boop. All right. Now we wait for pressure. Apparently it's leaking. That's why it sounded possessed. All right. Oops. That's where I wanted to be heavy, but it just is not going to play nicely with me today. 1 minute yes, 1 minute no. And I say that I'll do it today, except that today I have lunch with a friend, and then I need to get right back to actually some other matters, and then back to basics. All right. now it gets fun. I'm going to spray between the pieces over here. And back there somehow. I'll color that later with some shadow. All right, clean this thing out. Needle aside, ISO through it. Woo! Almost blow a paint tub off of the desk onto the floor. That would have been exciting. All right, here we go. Let's take a look. Now remember, I'm not too worried about the brick. I was worried about protecting the other metallics. And it has that nice hammered texture on it. So I did my best to emphasize that with the color. And then nice and solid from the top, of course. And it looks like I was able to protect the stuff and the things and the things and the stuff. So now the request is for gold trimming and runes and rivets. Which of course means it's actual brush time. Always exciting. My wet palette, or my well palette is over here. Yeah, that's bleak. Another one of the things I need to finish cleaning. Should probably shake my paint. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Also gonna grab myself a towel real quick. Fortunately, those are here. I did a canvas with this one on at some point. Alrighty, I need a fine point brush, say a 1 or a 0. Here is 1. Well, it's a 0, but here is 1. Here is a brush. Brush is wet. Go. Point. Thicker. There we go. So I'm effectively doing my same edge highlighting techniques. I'm just using the flat of the brush to pull that paint down across these. would I do it on camera? Easy peasy. Yeah. Yeah. Debating all that. Helmet trim, and I really feel like that needs to get done to help emphasize this guy, but I know we're doing the rivets, so I'm going to get that done and see how I feel about adding more gold to the face of this guy. Clean that up. I'm gonna mess that up, Justin. So I'm doing the other side while that dries. Okay, back to runes. Now with a trim around them to make it extra exciting. Dust bait. You want to keep the brush nice and moist when you're doing this, because otherwise what happens is the paint on the tip will dry out before you get to where you're going and you'll have to press. This is one of the reasons I don't like things like, you know, the 20-aught brushes and stuff. Is usually the reservoir is so small that by the time you get to that teeny tiny dot you want to make, the paint in your brush is already dry. So you really have to try and press it in there and to get any paint off of the brush. That's no good. A little more opacity, please. There we go. Much easier that way. All right, let's see what's next. Well, more of the same, obviously, but runes or rivets. Runes or rivets. Those rivets are going to be a giant pain in my butt if I don't do the trim with them. Let's see how that works. Here, where it's all silver, make it easy to fix if I don't like it. Edge of my brush again, very gently. Better to make several passes than to press too hard at any time. And there it is. It's totally going to work. I'll get you a better look at that after I get the other side and a couple other spots here. Take a brief pause to give you a better look at everything so far. I really do love this model. It's a great little piece. If you're in Sacramento and you play at Games Workshop in Lake Crest Village, you'll actually get a chance to see the model there, because the owner of this particular model is a regular there. And will be using it on the table. In all of its gold trimmed glory. No good angles on this one. Should just carefully do that. All right, back to some runes on the face here, I think. Trim and rivet on the little dags here. Yeah. Swoop. Swoop, swoop. Swoop, swoop. Swoop, 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 swoop. Boop, boop, boop. Swoop, 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 swoop. And boop, boop, boop. Touch those up a bit. Paint was too thin when I did that set. Alright, finishing off the things I know at this point are going to be gold before I get a look at what might be gold. Oh dear. Emergency maintenance here. It's actually a colored flake. So I do want to get that off, otherwise I wind up with bits of yellow flake here on my model. All right, let's try that again. Start somewhere else. That section's still damp. There we go. This bit. All right. Really starting to come together at this point. Especially if we take it as a whole. Even here we've got some fun stuff going on in the back with those copper fixtures. Now let's get a better look at this though. To the focus. Here we go. And so what I'm debating now is whether or not this trim on the beard needs to be gold as well. Because I would then do all of this. And I'm really thinking that's going to be the answer. I think that all of that trim gets to be gold. This thing's just going to be as gold can gold. Because it's fancy and it's dwarfy. And here's a better look at the copper fixtures. Right? All right. Let's get back to dwarfing this thing. All right, so let's see. Get my brush damp. What was the routine again? Get some paint. Work the excess moisture out of my brush this time. And away we go. Whoosh whoosh. He's so fancy. This is a fancy gentleman. How are you today, Mr. Oven? I'm the dwarven hero, Brick Oven. Perhaps you've heard of me. So fancy. I hope everybody out there has some music on, because I really wish I did right now. I'm not saying this is a bit, slow going and boring, but, yep, sure is. Alrighty, though. Let's see. Alright, I have to come back around to the other sides of these to do the proper... Yeah, have shaky hands, man. Might mess that up again. Good news is that one I can just push out of the way. All right, let's try that again. All right. Now, if I get a little overage on these, it's not a big deal, because I'm going to come back, of course, with a wash and apply it to each one to help it better define it later. All right. Oh, look, lots more rivets, but I'm focusing on the front for now. So, what's missing? Now, this I'm going to do later. I'm not worried about the gold on the torch stands here because I'm going to do the fire. Oh, all of that down there, Justin. My goodness. He cannot have the fanciest beard. The bottom half of it is not so fancy. And now you're even fancier. You're fancier than you've ever been, and now you're even fancier. And now you're even fancier. And now you're even fancier. You're fancier than you've ever been, and now you're even fancier. And now you're fancier still. Paint is sliding on. Sorry, I'm taking advantage of. They might be giants there a little bit. Hey, Greg. Thank you for joining us again this week. It's nice to see you. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, enjoying your lunch break. And of course, for the other viewers who names I don't know aren't chiming in, nice to have you too. Appreciate you spending time today here with me. It's nice to have your company out there. On that one. Go. Load up. Come to the sides again. All right, now he's fancy. Look how fancy, so fancy. Let's get some of that light off so you can see a little better just how fancy. I am the fanciest pizza oven. Rawr. All right, so it's always going to be a trick with the metallic. As you can see, we've still got that nice dark iron on the sides, fading it or brightening up to the engine metal here. On the back, we still have our nice copper fixtures. Copper fixtures. Yeah. All right, let me see. What's next? Well, I still have the gold. I suppose I might as well finish with all the gold, eh? Hey? Yep. That's what I thought too. All right, let's do that. Get my brush down. Mix up the paint. Get some of it off my brush. Have some caffeine. That'll certainly stop my hands from shaking. Oh, a great big spider on my desk. Go away, spider. Just gonna blow you out from my desk for now. By which you mean, blow it off my desk. It's going to make a web for where it got blown off, and then it's going to fly back this way on that string and land on my leg and be like, "Excuse me, sir. That was rude." So much edging and so many rivets. I don't even have anyone to blame but myself for this idea. It's not like the client requested it. We did talk about there being plenty of gold, but it's kind of a given. Let that go. Do it later. I want to get the gold done and move on to all right. Oh my gosh. It's everywhere. All right, maybe I would not have made this choice if I'd noticed that it was like banded all over the back. But it looks good. Yeah, let's see. Get some light in there for you. There you are. Little gold rivets everywhere. Well, let's do a different piece for a moment. Just for kicks. Oh, one box on the side too. Probably on all of the sides. Oh yes. the back? No, fortunately not the back, because I'd have to find a way to get that painted, and it would be quite a trick. Oh my gosh. Oh, right. There's one of those over here. Rivets. Paint's too thin. All right, well, worry about that later. That'll be an easy one to correct. A little bit of dark iron right there. Just between the little spots. Paint got on too heavy. All right, and here. 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 Woo! Get away from my copper fixtures. And swoop. Supposed to have a way to get in this swoop. That's a good swoop right there. Of course, it's on the other side, Justin. Watch out. Watch out. A little bit of swooshing. Too much paint. There we go. Oh. Are we done yet? Oops. Oh, that doesn't matter. I'm going to be painting on that brick later. Because the brick won't stay metal. All right. Oh, way up there. carefully, boop, boop, carefully, swoosh, carefully. And of course, I still have 20 bazillion rivets just about everywhere. So I'm going to ignore them for now because, well, I say that. It's probably false. I will probably take care of all the rivets. That just means this will have to be a two-part model too. Golly. But next week, we'd have to come back to the stomp. By then, I should be doing something interesting to it. All right, that's right. There's fire there. I don't need to worry about that yet because of the fire. Fire, fire, fire. Looking for spots that need to be gold. Doop, doop. Right, nothing jumps out. Perhaps I can actually move on for a few. All right, let's see what's next. That's the bellows. I love this steam-powered bellow idea here too. That's great. You're clever. Let's see if I have handy. What did we just said? Yep. And you, and is it you? Hey, look at that. All right, I have my wood trio here. So this is weathered wood, handle wood, and dark wood. Weathered wood is also one of my favorite off-whites. It's a different pigment set than the neo-white, and a different color there, of course. That's going to be a reasonably nice hunk of chunk of wood, so we're going to start with handle wood. Larger brush. Brush damp. Pick up some paint. Too much moisture. I'll touch up that metal later. For now, I'll focus on the wood. So I'm going to give it some washes anyhow. Doesn't mean I'm going to go out of my way to be lazy. Only be as lazy as comes naturally. Of course, handlewood is also a nice base for leather if you feel like going that route. But I'm going to do that differently. Quick thin coat, nice and easy. Don't actually need to worry about getting it on the cloth part of the bellows because I'm going to wind up painting that in just a second. All right, so there's my handlewood strip. Just doing a little bit of stipple here and there. cool the color a bit differently in spots. It's starting to dry, so now I'm messing with the pigment as it dries. Thus adding some more of it on the brush. It provides a little bit of texture. All right, leave that alone because that needs a couple minutes. Let us turn on the airbrush for a minute and play with old Grumpy Face here. I want to do some work with the inks and some shading effects on this guy. So that'll be fun. Alrighty. Stuff got put in my drawer by someone other than me. Why is this happening? Alright, it's one of the ones I'm looking for. And I want... Where's my purple lake? Oh my gosh, I'll have to deal with this drawer when I'm done. Not indigo. Not another bottle of that. Seriously. What is all of this stuff doing in my drawer? I have a word with my kid later. These are his paints in here now. He has his own drawer for paints, but mine is either more convenient or more exciting, I guess. Finally. All right. I also actually I want a little bit of. Oh, that's what I want. That's what I want. Do I have? No, you're too dark. What about nope? Not even a real color. So I'm going to actually start with some dark green. After I make sure this is a translucent color, yep. There we go. And I'm going to want to start masking, aren't I? Yep. Let's do some really quick masks. Tape this time. It's the better choice. Oh. And I'm doing this because I don't want to get anything on the sides of him. This is really going to be focused on the beard. So, I've got all this masked. Got my green ink ready to go. Let's see. I'm going to come down a little bit here. My nose. And a little bit down here on the outside. And outside. All right. Clean that out. It's also, woo! Take you for a ride. All right, so here's just the green. Yeah. Excuse me. Let me get you guys some focus. So you can see the green is a little light off them. Light on. And now I'm going to add some purple. So this is the Purple Lake color. Okay, the jar is empty. Still enough. Okay, good. And I'm actually going to put the green and purple together. So I'm going to start by hitting the same corner down here. First more to the inside, so that second panel. Once I see the color start to shift, I'm going to come towards the green. Bring that purple all the way through the bottom. Second panel, blend it into the corner. Same deal here. Starting this time right under the nose. Lower that a bit. There we are. See if we can get that in view for you. There you go. You can start to see the color now. And finally, I'm actually going to come in with some Payne's Gray. I'm apparently going to get some mail or something. Got a buddy coming by today, but not until afternoon, because he knows I'm doing this. Hope that's not him. No, it's parcel. So the nice thing about shading with the Payne's Gray is it has a blue in it. It's not just a desaturating black. All right. Yeah, you can see that shift up there. Now, let's unmask this bad boy. See that especially for the oven area, we've got that nice colorful contrast now. Very different than the stuff around it. Now, reuse some of that tape. And what I'm going to do is protect all the work I just did from the work I'm about to do. That needs to be on top of those lines, not on the side of them. Except right here where it comes over. So you'll see I'm masking from this point up. Excuse me again. Finally remember to come back and check your comments. Looks like we're good. Alright, so right there. Tuck that down. So keys to it. There. All right. So that work is protected. And now I'm going to use the Payne's Gray to put my shading back in. Right on top of the dark iron down there. Nope, get without a mask. All right. Shadows. We are making shadows. All right. Unmask. Now have defined differences here on the colors. So you've got that green and purple coming up here through the gold, which is really fun. Really happy with that. And now I'm going to mask again to do some on the helmet here. I might take that off camera for just a second because I'm going to rest it against my body. So I have some pressure to work against. And shaping the tape to fit that curve. And tape it to itself on the other side. All right, so now adding a lot more definition to that highlight. And then we've got that bright silver on the side. So again, dark, light, light, dark. Helps draw that attention where it needs to be. And otherwise, yeah, in terms of the metallics, all of this is metallic here on the front. I'm very happy right now. What do we got? Ooh, 15 minutes. I like that. Anything need to be shaded on the back right now? Might as well hit the copper. A bit of the paint spray as well. Perfect. Actually, pre-shade our wooden portion of our bellows as well. There we are. here, actually. It's going to be black-ish later. I don't want to use straight black for that either. All right. Feel. Hey, Greg. Thanks for joining us. Do hope to see you next time. And yeah, definitely get back to your patients if you need to. All right. It's time to get a good look at this thing. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if I can. Yeah, tape. Being attacked by masking tape. Let's get the light's a bit more diffused. All right. And bring this in for a better look. Seems like right there. It's going to be okay, compressor. I'll fix everything later. All right. So for the beard, in beard alone, we've got that nice color, the greens and purples help reflect the heat and just make it stand out a little more interesting. So I added all the shade you see here and here. So that's paint. You can see how it sticks around, as well as under this area and up here on the head, where even you get the shine, because I did that translucent coat of Payne's Gray on there. We get our shadow. Same deal over here. Really see which parts are painted shadow and which are real. And then on the back, again, shading in here with our Payne's Gray. Little color harmony, add that blue. We've got the copper fixtures that we did earlier. So much gold trim and so many rivets. The start of the wood for our bellows, also shaded with the Payne's Gray. Yeah. I'll do more work on this, but I think that's going to be it for today, just given the amount of time that we have. And then I get to decide what to do with the eyes too. I know that for the G-Dubs version, they've got red in the eyes, and I may still do that, but his eyes are a bit chimney. But I can't really do smoke coming out of his eyes. Alas, would that I could. All right. But that is what we've got this week for the Games Workshop, or the new Dwarven pizza oven from Games Workshop, part of their Age of Sigmar release that just happened. Very cool piece. I am very excited about it. Many thanks to Fletcher for giving me the opportunity to paint it. And of course for exchanging some glue for me so that I don't have to do all the gluing on the Stampa. This is going to wrap up this week. I believe this is episode 25 or 26 at this point. Really great having you folks every week. As always, happy hobbying to you, and I hope that you will like, subscribe, all the things you need to do to join us again next time. And yeah, keep an eye on our Facebook page and secretweaponminiatures.com in order to see all of our new releases, as well as the products I'm using here now. And if you have a question you'd like to see covered on a future Workbench Wednesday, please let me know. Answering questions from the audience is really my favorite part of the job, particularly if I'm able to put something together on video specifically for you, because it's something that you want to see. And that's it. As always, happy hobbying. Thank you again so much. Take care and be well.